Hello and welcome. I'm Robin from DxO, and in this video we look at how to export your images from Photolab. When we edit an image in Photolab, our adjustments are stored in a database rather than applied to the image. This means that our editing is non-destructive. Then when we've finished, we export our image, which applies our adjustments to the new copy. You'll find the export command in the image menu, where you can see several options. Probably the most useful are the top three, allowing us to export the image to a file, another editing application, or Lightroom if you have it installed. You can also access these options by clicking the small icon to the bottom right of the interface. Next to this is the Export button, which changes to whichever option we choose. It's then easy to click on the button whenever you want to use the same options rather than choosing from the list. If we switch now to the photo library, you can see the same icon and button attached to the toolbar. The toolbar is currently at the top of my screen, but it can be moved by dragging with the mouse. Let's select an image to export in the photo library grid view. Although we're exporting a single image, you can also export multiple images in a batch. With the image selected, I can click the export icon and select the export to disk option. Notice that this changes the export button and displays the export to disk dialog. On the left side of the dialog, we see a series of options. If I select the standard output, you can see the settings displayed on the right. This shows us that the format is set to produce a JPEG image, but we can change that. There is then an option of where to save the exported image. Using the drop-down, we can select the original folder or a custom folder. It's also possible to export to a subfolder as well as appending a suffix to the file name. This is useful when you want to distinguish the exported image from the original. There are then options to resize the image as well as applying a watermark. If I now switch to the TIFF option, you can see that we have different settings. But if none of these options meet your needs, then you can define a new one. First, I'll click on the Add New Option link to create the Output Settings 1 option. I can then click the name of the new option to change it to something more meaningful. I'll use Optimize DNG for this. Then in the Format drop-down, I'll select the DNG format and use the All Corrections Applied setting. Let's choose to export this to the same location as the original, but we'll add the suffix DxO Photolab to the file name. We won't add a watermark to the image, and we'll only include the copyright notice and contact information. With our new option defined, we can make the export. But let's say we want to export this image in both the TIFF and JPEG format. A great feature of Photolab is that we can export our image in multiple formats, which avoids the need to repeat the export. I'll first click the small blue icon to deselect the optimized DNG format. The TIFF option is already selected, so I just need to select the standard output. I can then click the export option. We can see the progress of the export by clicking this icon in the toolbar. When the export completes, we can see two new images in the photo library. Now you're ready to export perfect pictures using either the default or your own custom settings. If you have any questions, feel free to visit our website dxo.com.